So number 4, now they're going back to that probability of flipping a coin. An ordinary fair coin is tossed 3 times. The outcomes are thus: triples of heads, tails, which we write as heads, tails, tails, etc. For each outcome, let R be the random variable counting the number of heads in each outcome. For example, if I have the random HHT equals 2, that means it happens 2 times. It tells us that X is defined by the following: 2R minus 2R squared minus 1, which we really don't care. All we're really going to do is fill in our table to list what our probabilities are. So, the first ones are your values of X. In other words, what numbers do I have in this table? Well, in this table I have a -1. I'm going to write it above there since it's probably easier to read there. I have a -5s, and I have a -13. The second row, I'm just going to write the probability in as a fraction. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible outcomes. How many -1s did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4/8, which is a half, right? For our -5, we've got 1, 2, 3 of them. So our probability, 3/8. Put it underneath there so you can read. And for the 13 then, what would be our probability of getting -13? 1/8, right? 1 out of 8. So they give you all that weird stuff and talk about that weird formula, you don't even use it. All they're trying to do is have you take the information from this table and write them as their percentages as a fraction. So number 5, same kind of thing. We tossed a coin. It gave us the outcomes. And so this time we only have 2 possible answers. The 2 possible numbers that we got are, looking in your table, -1 and -5. Doesn't matter which order you put them in. Right? Those are the only values that I have in my table for X, -1 and -5. And then we're going to do the probability of getting each of those. So for the -1, we have 2 out of 8, which reduces down to 1/4. For my -5, I have 6 out of 8, which reduces down to 3/4. Notice 1/4 plus 3/4 is 1, 100% of my possibilities, right? So on number 6, this time they're doing boys and girls in 3 possible outcomes. Again, they gave us the table. They want us first of all to write one of our possible values of X. By looking at our table, what numbers would we have on our possible values of X? -4, -2, and -10. Whatever order, it doesn't matter which order you put them in. And then we're going to list their probabilities. So for the -4, I would have 4 out of 8, which is 1/2 then, right? For the -2, I would have 3/8. And for the -10, 1/8. And that's all I'm going to do with those, is just fill in the table.